Hello again. I'm just going to go through a few common examination myths. This PowerPoint originally produced by Ian Kenyon, a very good geology teacher and also an examiner for WJC Exam Board. So someone who really knows how to explode those geological myths. So, you don't get a mark for writing your name on the paper. Whoever told you that was telling porkies. It is possible to get absolutely no marks in an exam paper, but it's very unlikely, so please don't think that you can't get a 0, because if you don't write anything, you won't. The examiner is just a normal person. I work for AQA, so I know that I'm reasonably normal, and I know lots of other examiners, and they are professional people, they're practicing teachers, they know kids and they know mistakes that candidates make, and they want to try and get the best out of the candidates, and they will often give candidates something called the benefit of doubt, and you can see that if you get your exams back from the exam board, so it's been remarked, you might see the letters BOD on it, which means benefit of the doubt, which means that they've awarded you a mark even though you weren't clear about what you were writing about. Questions will always come from the specification. It's really unlikely that they're something that's just come from an examiner's holiday because they thought it was an interesting thing. They have to go through a rigorous evaluation process where teachers, examiners and academics peer review them before they're finally signed off by the chief examiner, ready for the candidates to take them. If you're doing an essay question, one of the common myths people think is that if it's worth 25 marks, 25 ticks equals that. That's not the case. They have a very rigid process of examining longer essay questions. They might tick as they go along to show how much is credit worthy, but they're mainly now classified as something called performance bands, which give you an idea of how many marks you're going to get in the essay. Here's some examples. These are on mark schemes for AS level. They're also on the specification as well. So this is an old 25 mark split level AS question. So if you've got 9 or 10 out of 10 in the first part and 13 to 15, so that your final grade is 21 to 25, this is classified as the excellent criteria. It's not perfect, but it's well supported. You can stop this and read what the examiner actually say in their reports about each of these, but I'm not going to read them out for you now. You go down to weak and minimal information still in there, weakness in spelling, punctuation, that sort of thing, and then very weak, obviously, only getting 1 to 5 and 25 mark question is really a U candidate. So language skills very poor, spelling, punctuation errors, little knowledge, that sort of thing. So incorporated into the mark scheme really is an assessment of your ability to organise and present the information in a logical manner, an introduction, main part of the essay, and a little sort of discussion or evaluation at the end, making your argument clear for the examiner to read, and of course having correct spelling, punctuation and grammar. I see that there's no punctuation in that. Bad, Ian, bad, but there we go. A2, obviously you don't have the split essay questions, you just have standard essay questions worth 25 marks. Again, they're split into different levels. Take your time and have a read through these, but it's pretty much the same sort of thing. Unacceptable, 0, wholly irrelevant, nothing written. I think nobody here is ever going to see that written on an examination paper that they've submitted. It can happen, not to you. This is something that candidates often believe, the newspapers often believe, the opposite, that papers are getting harder and papers are getting easier. Whatever the paper is, it will be adjusted so that the same percentage of candidates achieve A's, B's, C's, D's, E's and WU's in each examination series. So with the new specification, that will have to be sorted out this year with the AS because it's not different from the old specification. There will be the same proportion of A's and U's as there always are. If you're doing an essay question, it is obviously better to write continuous prose, but if you run out of time, you won't be penalised for doing bullet points. I have marked lots of examination questions where people have written the whole thing in bullet points and they have still accessed high level marks, maybe not the top, but you're not going to be penalised for writing something that isn't a beautiful essay. But do try and do that. If you're running out of time, just sketch down the last bits as much as you can. Okay? The more you write, the more marks you'll get. I did my finals. I wrote 40 pages in one of my exams, but it's quality, not quantity, because I got a first in that particular paper, 70 out of 70. But there we go. Mostly, if you are writing, you shouldn't really go for quantity. You should just go for quality. You're not writing War and Peace, and you don't want to go to the Waffle House because Waffle is not going to get you anything. It has to be relevant. Every single one of those 40 pages I wrote was exactly relevant. There's not trick questions. The simple answer is often what the examiner is asking you for. This is the idea of Occam's razor. If there is a simple answer or a long-winded version of the answer, the simple answer is probably what the examiner wants. So try and be obvious about that when you're answering questions. Oh, this has happened to me when I've been marking. It's really tragic. Somebody writes to you because they want to get sympathy. I've also had somebody saying that they were going to kill themselves in an exam paper. It's an awful thing. Please, you don't want to waste your time doing this. It's not going to get you the marks that you need. It will get you sympathy and it will get referred up to a chief examiner who will then send it back to your school or college so that you will be investigated, because we do take these things seriously. So if you threaten the examiner or threaten yourself with self-violence, then it will be put into a procedure that will go back to you to find out if you are okay, or if you threaten violence to prosecute you. So try and just stick to the geology. If you're very good candidates, you should be able to do this. And then if all else fails, draw a giraffe. Everybody loves giraffes. They're beautiful animals. And this examiner was obviously so impressed they gave him a mark. That's all, folks. I hope that these have given you a little bit of a laugh and exploded some of those myths, and just keep on top of these. You will panic. There's enough to panic you in the question paper without actually thinking that the examiner is out to get you and that they're writing trick questions that aren't even on the specification. That's not correct. Okay, thank you. Bye.